graduates, President and First Lady Holloman, trustees, faculty and staff, honored guests, proud families, and especially anyone in the room who is under 10 years old, who has been already very patient. It is an honor and a pleasure to be with you on your special day. This is an auspicious year, your 200th anniversary, your 200th birthday. I have to say, you don't look a day over 150. You're doing great. You are doing great. Thank you very much for allowing me to be here with you. One of the things that I did as I was preparing for today is I read over the Centenary mission statement, and it is brief, but it packs a lot of important thought into it. Your mission statement says that Centenary College prepares global citizens to live productive lives of vitality and purpose. That's a pretty powerful aim. How fortunate you are, class of 2025, to have been cared for by these people in this place, all aimed at helping you live out this mission. You leave here prepared to be responsible citizens of the world. You have the skills to live with purpose and in ways that produce benefits for others. And you are ready to engage the world with vitality. I'm really struck by the notion of vitality as an aim of your education. It's an unusual word to find in a college mission statement, and I have read hundreds of them. It captures something unique about the Centenary experience, something precious and rare. The education you received here, the learning you did in the classroom, the laboratory, the playing field, the dorms, all of that is intended, of course, to make you smarter and more productive. But it's also intended to somehow make you more alive, more exuberant, more fully human. Vitality is worth taking a moment to think about. I came to know my own vitality best during the painful periods in my life when it collapsed. Twice in my life, I have found myself merely going through the motions, alive, certainly in the biological sense, but drained of a sense of my own life force. The first was early in my career as a philosophy professor, when I was struck with a debilitating case of writer's block. And since I had just joined a publish or perish profession, that was pretty scary. At that time, I could muster up a bunch of platitudes and I could type in some words, but I couldn't make my writing or my thinking feel alive. I found the solution relatively quickly on the analytic couch, where over many months with a very talented psychoanalyst, I learned how to stay in contact with my own unconscious dreads and desires. When I stopped worrying about perfection, a more authentic voice emerged. My writing and my living became enthused, that is, refilled with living breath and energy. I lost my vitality again many years later as I battled breast cancer. And Baruch Hashem, I am healed of that now. It was many years ago. It wasn't really the frightening diagnosis that flattened me. It was the debilitating side effects of the cure. Chemotherapy cured my cancer. I'm grateful to science for that. But it stole my sense of aliveness. It made me feel like a ghost haunting my kitchen and my office. As my treatment ended and my body healed from the chemical assault, I visited an acupuncturist. Figured thousands of years of ancient medicine must have something to offer. And the first few visits were a wash. I felt nothing. Not the needles, not the chi, not even my own heartbeat or breath. But the third time, oh my goodness. Suddenly, my cells were abuzz. Everything had a pulse, in me and around me. That day and over the next few months, I could feel my life force returning. These vitality crises left me with a deep appreciation for the fragility of our sense of being alive. They also left me much more attuned to the ebbs and flows of vitality in our daily lives. It's all too easy to pass through hours and even days in a kind of trance. Here we are, these miracles of millions of years of evolution and the crashing together of atoms, the billions of events directed by God or nature that had to happen just as they did in order for you and I to be alive and together in this very precious moment. It fills me with awe just to think about it, and yet we mostly don't think about it. We waft around with our devices, heads down, thumbs busy clicking and pinging, spending time in an alternate reality of dissociated images and bits of information. It may not be the worst way to live. I don't think it's the best way either. Vitality thrives in the realm of experience that some philosophers call the real. That is our embodied immersion in the strange field of bare being. That's the realm into which we were born. That's the realm in which you took your first breath. Confusion of sensations, and it continues to undergird every moment of our lives. As we grow into human culture, and especially as we take our place as language users, the real gets covered over with layers of symbolic and imaginary thinking. The words we use allow us and have allowed our species to think big thoughts, allowed us to control nature, to harness time. But those same words also cut us off often from the awesome plenitude of pre-linguistic being that imbues our words and our thinking with vigor and vitality. Think, for example, of the difference between the raw, ragged feeling of an empty belly and the comparatively constrained phrase, "I'm hungry." The most important words always fall short. Can love, the word, encompass the magnitude and multiplicity of the feelings it names? Can blue convey the beauty and the felt wetness of the sea or the sky? The poets among us come closest to bringing the real into language. But each of us can pause and really experience the fullness of that hum that forever resists representation. Losing track of the real is painful, as I discovered during the crises I spoke about earlier. But it also has political and ethical consequences. When we allow language to soar high above the real of material experience, we get in danger of substituting symbols for the things that matter most. Right? In Nazi Germany, the word Jew came not to refer to actual embodied existence of people's Jewish neighbors and friends, but to a decontextualized symbol of decay and threat. In the United States, the words associated with enslavement enabled the buying and selling of fellow human beings by replacing the felt experience of encountering another living soul with a language of commodification. In our own moment, we struggle to keep terms like immigrant, foreigner, liberal, Republican, grounded and attached to actual people with complex lives and histories. When we let those words become dissociated symbols, we make it harder to find empathy, room for connection, and ultimately justice. We wind up calculating with dispassion and acting without feeling. Empty symbols sure are convenient, but they erase our vitality. Similarly, the ubiquity of visual images that is endemic to modern life also carries risks to vital living. Since so much of our experience is mediated by photos and screens, we often find that images and not the actual material reality of experience become our measure. Which feels more desirable? The piece of cake in front of you that you can actually eat, or the indelible but glossy image of it you post on Insta? Who is sexier? The buffed silicone or AI-enhanced image on the screen, or the actual human body and mind of your beloved? Which feels more real to you? The manufactured alcohol-fueled drama of reality TV, or your ordinary Tuesday afternoon? Images are illusions. They hype up the real, giving it a sheen and an aura of perfection and wholeness that's really tempting. It's designed to appeal to us in just that way, but it drains our vitality instead of entering into the messy, unpolished, and uncontrollable realm of the here and now, where we can eat and embrace. We retreat into a manufactured para-reality. We may be comfortable there, but we're rarely fully alive. As you, graduates, mark this day on the threshold of the rest of your lives as a Centenary alum, I want to share some tips for protecting your vital energy. Ones that I've learned through my experience, but that I still have to remind myself of every day. My first suggestion to you is to stay in touch with your deepest desires. That's harder than it sounds. It's a lot easier to take up what other people want than it is to wade inside and hold fast to what really lights you up. Your Centenary education has helped you by constantly exposing you to new ideas and experiences. You found aspects of your true calling and your authentic self. But now it's up to you to stay on the path of discovery and commitment. It's up to you to sort out the shiny objects from the true gold. So make time for self-reflection. Surround yourself with people who encourage you, your unique creative way of living, and push you to take the kind of calculated risks that lead to a vital future. Second tip is to keep your thinking connected to the real. At Centenary, you've been immersed in an atmosphere of reflection, challenged to look at things from multiple perspectives and with the tools of critical analysis. Don't stop. Don't let the slogans and symbols of your profession or your politics close you off from the real material ground of experience. Make sure you tie your language to the world, never forgetting that symbols are always insufficient substitutes for the plenitude of the world around us. You now have to be both professor and student. You have to interrogate your own ideas. Don't let yourselves off the hook when your reasoning is sloppy, and yes, you will have to grade your own efforts. And finally, nurture and protect your capacity to be fully present. All of the great wisdom traditions recommend this. It's in the here and now that we find a path to the things that are most meaningful. In my own life, I make time for daily prayer, for yoga, for self-reflection, and for conscious breathing. These practices keep me grounded and alive to the daily miracles of existence. They ensure that a thread of vitality runs through my work and my life. It is often all too hard to tear myself away from the lure of my digital feed. But staying true to daily practices of presence has taught me, and I hope teaches you, to hunger for the vitality that only a connection to the real provides. On this special day, you are held in a circle of love. I can feel the rays. Hope and blessings from your families, from the Centenary faculty and staff, those who have committed themselves to you and to generations of students like you. Take a moment to really feel the reality of that love, bask in it, appreciate it. Let it be an anchor in times of struggle. The world desperately needs what Centenary graduates have to offer: a global perspective, a sense of your responsibilities as citizens, and the capacity to live productive lives of vitality and purpose. May you be blessed in this moment of transition, and may your vital energy sustain you and those who know you. Thank you.